Hey everybody, welcome back to another Udyr guide. It's patch 6.18, and this time we're going to finally do a full tank build. So we will rush Tiamat for some early damage and clear speed, so we can maybe get some early kills, but also we can farm our Strength of the Ages as fast as possible with the Tiamat. The mid-game core that never changes is Titanic Hydra with Cinderhulk. Later we'll keep building more health so we can continuously do more damage as the game progresses. And then late game we'll have 4,000 health and be able to sit in the middle of team fights to soak up damage for our team, like a tank should. But we'll also be able to damage multiple enemies if we position ourselves correctly with the Titanic Hydra AoE. I like to start level 1 with a Hunter's Talisman and a refillable potion, and a Warding Totem. At my first recall I switch over to Sweeping Lens. The early build order looks something like this. The Hunter's Potion is important for the endless mana, and the Tiamat is for the clear speed and the early damage. If you get some early kills, you could pick up a Trinity Force, but you don't need to, because if you're fed, you could still do a lot of damage just with Titanic Hydra and health items. So in the mid game, upgrade your Tiamat and Stalker's Blade into Titanic and Cinderhulk, and then after that, you just need to build defense until the end of the game, and your Titanic Hydra AoE will continue to increase as the game progresses. Then if you're full build and the game hasn't ended yet, you can pick up an Elixir of Iron for some more health and more damage. For the runes, we'll use attack speed quintessences, armor pen reds instead of attack damage, because our Titanic Hydra damage doesn't scale with AD. We'd rather have armor pen because Titanic will do physical damage. And then as usual, flat armor yellows and scaling magic resist blues. For the Masteries, taking 18 points in the resolve tree, Strength of the Ages, so we can be as tanky as possible, but also taking 12 points in damage. Jumping into the gameplay now, our Q has already been activated, so we'll attack twice when Gromp spawns and then activate the second Q so we can get back-to-back burns. Level 2 Phoenix, alternate Q and R while killing blue buff, and you can kite backwards to save yourself some health. Just remember to keep alternating your Tiger and Phoenix to keep your passive fully stacked. For the attack speed, same thing for Wolves, alternate Q and R. Now we'll get level 3, and before we gank, we really need Bear Stance, but for farming the jungle, we're going to take Turtle Stance and just wait for level 4 to get Bear Stance. This way we can do a really healthy clear and end up with a lot of health at the end, so we can be more aggressive and try to get a kill before our first recall. So we're almost full health now. And like I said, we don't have Bear Stance yet, so it's going to be really hard to gank. Mid lane doesn't need help, he's too pushed anyways. I can try top lane, but I could also just farm until I get level 4 Bear Stance. So if you wanted to just farm, you could take a Scuttle and then invade and try to steal a Gromp, and that'll give you level 4. Or you could just take your Raptors and then kill Scuttle to get your level 4. But in this case, we're actually going to try to gank this guy because he's so pushed. I think I can probably kill him without Bear Stance. Just wait for the blind to wear off so you don't waste your Tiger Stance. And then just alternate Q and R if you need to do the most damage. But if you're trying to 1v1 someone and you're going to be taking damage in return, and don't alternate Q and R, instead alternate Q and W. Now, since I dropped 2 wards in River and I took the Scuttle Vision, I think it's pretty safe here to invade. Also, their top laner's dead. His blue buff is up, so I'll go for that. And then their top laner respawned and teleported down, so just back off a little bit, but I haven't given up yet. I'm on a mission to get that blue buff. Now just keep an eye on the minimap so you know you're not going to get trapped by the mid laner or the top laner. And if they don't show up, well, in this case, I'm pretty safe. He has the wolf vision here, but I'm really not worried because his teammates are not coming over. Teemo tried, but he's not going to spend all his time chasing me down, so I'm able to just run in here alone, and I can beat him in a 1v1 by alternating Q and W like I said. And then got his flash also. But I'm not done yet. I'm coming back. He's still here. And sooner or later he's going to have to recall. And finally forced him to recall, so I can take this blue buff. And as you can see in that bush, the ward debris, the ward is now dead, so I can probably get this and get out safely. Mission accomplished. Level 4. Your biggest goal for your first recall that you should always recall if you reach that much, and never try to farm more than that. Go for 1450, then you can get your Tiamat and your Hunter's Potion. But that's pretty much only if you can get an early kill. And if you can't get up to the 1450, at least try to get up to 1000 so you can get a Hunter's Potion and 2 longswords. And like a pink ward. But 1450 I got so I can get those 2, so that's going to help my clear speed a lot. I can farm the jungle and get my Strength of the Ages stacks. The smartest thing to do is to spend as much time farming as you can in the early game and get the farming out of the way so that you can gank more in the mid game when your Strength of the Ages is almost done. I won't take my blue buff yet because I still have the enemy one. So I'll just farm. I'll take wolves. I'll take scuttle. And I'll try to gank bot. But usually bot lane is warded because they have 2 people down there with 2 trinkets, so it's pretty hard to get kills in bot lane. But now I will take my own blue buff because the other one expired. And let's try to gank mid. Another easy kill. Try to gank Teemo. Mushroom. So that's not going to happen because he saw me and ran. Now let's try to invade again. I'm sure I'd be able to 1v1 the guy if I beat him in that 1v1 earlier when I had less health than him. But the entire jungle is already cleared, so let's just run over to the other side and see if he's over here. Raptor's gone. Red buff gone. He must be over here because he's not on the map anywhere bot lane. Smite, I almost got it. A little bit too slow, like maybe if I was 1 frame faster, I might have got it. So I just wasted a lot of time. Let's just recall and spend some money. That was a pretty big waste of time. Let's go back to farming a little bit because that's safer. That can't really go bad. If you have like bad ganks, you might screw yourself over if you keep trying to gank and keep failing. So farming is like the safer option always. Also, if you're behind, if you've already died a couple times and you can't really 1v1 the enemy jungler, just farm your own jungle and get your Strength of the Ages stacks. We're at 140 stacks, almost halfway, which is pretty good pace. Can I get in there and kill that guy? I don't know. Let's do it. Was it worth it? Probably not. But it's about sending a message. So I'm going to have about 800 gold to spend. So I'll use that to upgrade my boots. And looking at the scoreboard, since they're mostly physical damage, I'll just pick up the Ninja Tabai. Let's try bot again. Sweep to the bush. That's how you should always use your sweeper when you're ganking. And this time we will get a kill. And I think that's all I'm going to get down here. Let's go back to farming. Now we're halfway done, 150 stacks. Take this blue buff. You don't need to get 300 in the jungle. If you wanted to split push, you'd also get stacks from the cannon minions. But for the first couple hundred, you probably want to just use the jungle because it's still lane phase and your teammates are still in their lanes. So ganking Urgot here. Started with Tiger and then Phoenix, so that's sort of like the more damage combo I was saying. So I did take a lot of damage. It would have been healthier for me to alternate Q and W instead of Q and R, but since I didn't want him to have time to escape to his tower, I just went for the full damage option and took some damage in return. Oh, we're going to try again for Kha'Zix. This time, will I survive? Yes, I will survive. You know he's tilted beyond belief. Oh, hi Teemo, can I help you? You gonna blind me again? That's cool. Now step off of the mushroom, and he's dead again. So we have a lot of money and we should probably spend it. Around 15 minutes is probably the longest you want to go without getting Cinder Hulk, so even though I'm doing pretty good, I'll probably just grab the Cinder Hulk. Otherwise, I'll just be really squishy if I went for like Sheen and started building Trinity Force without getting Cinder Hulk. So I haven't really committed to building Trinity Force yet. I bought a longsword, so that could be built into Trinity Force if I want, or it could be built into Titanic Hydra if things started going downhill for me. Steal these raptors. Thank you, Urgot. Oh, Annie's over here. Let's chase these guys down. Oh, it looked so good for me. It looked so good, and then I just got surprised by the damage. So I'm still going to go for Trinity Force. Let's just be a little bit smarter now and not take any dumb fights, because all my deaths were not necessary. This Kha'Zix, I can probably dive him if I can get him to pop his ult, because that's pretty much the only way he's going to survive. Questionable ghost by me, but I'm just trying to bait out his ult. And there we go, there's one. So now I'll step out of tower range, finish him off. Now Urgot comes to save the day. Get his flash, back off a little bit. Now I'm going to hide around this corner, and he has no flash, so he's going to die for sure. Pick up another kill on Annie, but now I can't really push mid because I'm a little bit too low health. So I'm just going to farm a little bit so I can heal up, and I could probably push bot lane because it still has the outer tower up. So I'll do that. My Strength of the Ages is fully stacked now, so I don't need to farm the jungle anymore. I can spend all my time either split pushing or team fighting. Take Dragon. Take blue buff. My mid laner doesn't need it because he's Yasuo. Now let's sneak up behind Urgot again. It helps a lot if you can attack move, anticipating which direction the enemy is going to move, so you can just stay right on top of them. Desperate ult to try to escape, but he's not going to get away from Udyr. Take another tower. Now I have a lot of money. I can finish Titanic and Trinity Force, so I'll do that. Huge power spike now. Now let's use all this strength to join the team for a team fight and try to end this game. See if we can catch anybody out over here. If anybody gets a little bit separated from the group. Teemo? No, a little bit too fast. Annie, looks like you're the one. You could use your Titanic as an auto attack reset just to speed up your combo a little bit. So after you stun somebody, if you instantly activate your Hydra and Q at the same time, you can get your Tiger off a little bit faster. And then switch over to Phoenix or Turtle. Take out these inhibitors. Insta-buy Thornmill because they're mostly physical. Take Dragon, take Baron. And as you can tell, this game's pretty much over, guys. So that's going to be the end for this video. Hopefully you guys learned and hopefully enjoyed. Leave a comment if you have any questions or any suggestions. Leave a like if you liked. And see you guys next time.